What's going on, YouTube? Back over here at the dirty table, and it's experimenting time. Got my, I believe these are my Serrano and my Cajun Bell, but we're not looking at them today. We're gonna look at the tomatoes here. We've got 2 rows here, 2 cells of Marglobe, 4 of them. Brandywine in the back and Roma's in the front. So I don't think I need to, but I want to pop them out of here and go ahead and get them into a bigger container over there. But more importantly, experimenting time. So what I figured was I think I'm going to take this guy right here, this Marglobe, and this Brandywine right here. And we are going to do another fake crack key thing. I guess it's just a deep water culture, but whatever. We're going to do this kind of setup. Now this time we're going to use a 3-inch cup instead of a 2-inch cup like I used before. Air stone right in there, but we're only going to do one. So hopefully this will go good. Got another one right over here. This is the one that I cracked whenever I was trying to drill the air hole after putting in all 4 holes, which I don't recommend. Do that first. But did the same thing right over here with this one. Funny is I found this one in my garage. Check it out, it's got a little handle on there, whereas the updated version does not. It's just got this like indentation type dealy. I don't know how old that thing is. I found it in the garage and it had parts in it that I had no clue that I had. I had like cabinet hinges and like closet shelf brackets and all kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, so went ahead and cleaned it up and threw some holes in there. And I guess one other thing that I wanted to just mention is whenever it comes to your cups here, you got 2-inch on the left there and 3-inch on the right. It's a gigantic difference. Not only depth, but also width and everything like that. So obviously for your bigger plants you want those. But at the same time, just so everybody knows, you run to the store and grab one of these little hole saw kits, which comes with like 1 1/4 all the way to 2 1/8, which I believe the 2-inch was what I was using for the 2-inch holes. I mean, that would only make sense. And I believe this little lip is bigger than 2 inches, and I think that's why they're a 2-inch hole. Whatever. But anyway, the difference between these guys, this whole set was like $10 or $8.99 or something like that. This one bit, not counting the actual attachment that it comes in, just that bit was like 10 or 15 bucks. So just to, not freak you out whenever you get your cups and you're ready to start a project with some pipe or something like that, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to drill it real quick. And then next thing you know, you're out there with a jigsaw or something like that. But hey, if you're really dedicated, you'll pay the exorbitant amount of money for the proper tool. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because that was something that caught me by surprise and probably shouldn't catch you by surprise. So if you think 2-inch cups are better for your experiment, then that might be the better way to go because, like I said, that's a nice size investment. That little stem dealy that screws into the piece is, I think, $10. So like that whole setup right there is like $25, something like that. 20, 25 bucks. So just, so nobody gets sticker shock out there. It is kind of expensive when you start moving up. And if you go to 4-inch pots, don't even get me there, man. I thought about that. So anyway, let's get moving on this stuff. I got the 2 suspects right there that I want. I'm going to bury them in the rock there. And I want to bury them kind of deep because tomatoes are known for their rooting and all that stuff. And I figure I'm just going to adjust it with the water level. So I can move the water level down if I need to or whatever to accommodate how far down I put the tomato. But anyway, that's a lot of rambling and we're going to get to it. So let's see how it turns out. And we're back. Peppers are all peppers. Tomatoes, I'm not even correcting that. The tomatoes here are all pulled out. As you can see, got them all planted out. I'm going to have to give them a good watering because that soil is really dry, but the soil they came from was really wet. But also going to have to go ahead and give them, even though it's going to piss them off, but I'm going to have to go ahead and wash them down a little bit. Get all that dirt off of them. Tried the little flicking method, but it didn't want to do it. So we've got our samples here. Got my brandy wine. And I planted that thing. The bottom of it is at the bottom of the cup. The water level is right at the bottom of the cup. And how do I scientifically do this? I just pick it up, and whenever you can see water dripping off the bottom of the cup, I slowly fill it and do that. And whenever the water is dripping off the bottom of the cup, scientifically, that means it's at the correct level. Marglobe right over here. And this one, I had to put a lot less rocks in. I put it all the way at the bottom. It is just filled up to the bottom, but I didn't want to go any further. But as it grows, I'll go ahead and fill in the rock. Probably going to need some kind of splash guard or something, because with the aeration, it's going to throw some water out of there. But that's our setup right now. I've got 2 of these. Got 1 extra aerator over there. And we're going to go ahead and get these guys going, get these guys a little bit of water and put them under the lights, as well as these guys right here. I don't even remember what they are. Serrano and Cajun Bell, I think. Haha, I think I nailed it. But anyway, yeah, and I think now I have to go completely redo my setup because I don't have enough room for all this stuff. So that's where I'm heading right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going, and we'll see how it looks when I'm done. Alrighty, we're back here. Got the dual air pumps hooked up, the dual air lines. All the little experiments are going on in here. Looking good, and I don't have to rebuild this thing yet. I will have to rebuild it, but I'm not going to right this second because there's really no need. Got the foil here kind of folded up. I'm going to have to replace the foil on here whenever I actually do an actual rebuild of this grow setup. But I also am thinking of adding a few lights, so maybe I will get that done. But as you can see, my Marglobe here, brandy wine right over there, looking good. And yeah, air intake pumps. Oh, one other thing I did do was this time I made these a lot longer. That way they're not so very close to everything, and I can actually move them around and they don't pop off over here, because these aren't made for it. And these are ice maker lines, if you missed that. 1/4-inch ice maker lines instead of the actual 1/4-inch what are they, poly lines or whatever that you're supposed to be using. And I don't even have air stones. I don't have air stones in that one, or the far one right there with the squash. So I need 3 air stones. And I need to revisit this whole light setup because, yeah, it is kind of good and working. But let's see if we can make this a little better. But anyway, nothing to really report on the squash there. They really haven't done anything. I did add a little bit of the fish emulsion, which is 511, and I added it to that one as well as the one with the pepper. And the pepper actually has a little bit more yellowing on it. So, a little update there, but that literally was not even 24 hours, so who knows? Alright. Well, that's me in my makeshift grow room, and I'm going to have to make this a lot better of a grow room here, and see if we can take care of all these awesome little plants. Alright, well, this is me over here, and I'm signing off, so don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun, happy media stuff down below. Catch me out next time. Catch me out, because I mean, catch me next time. See what the heck I'm growing, because we're always trying something new over here. Till then, later.